Hello, I want to share with you this short video on how to solve one-step equations. This was how it was explained to me, and it made logical sense. The teacher was explaining it and I just didn't get it, whereas when it was put to me like this, it just made sense. So if we take this one as our first example, E equals D plus 5. Our goal is to make D the subject, which basically means we want D by itself. So if we imagine this is in a set of scales, we need to keep both sides balanced. At the moment, we've got E in this side and D plus 5 in this side. We need this D by itself, but at the moment it's in those scales with a plus 5, so we need to take that 5 out. Okay, so if we take 5 out of there, that would leave our scales with just a D in this side, but it's now heavier because we've only got an E in this side. Okay, no, so it'd be lighter because there's we've taken 5 out of there, and we've got an E in that side, which by itself would be heavier, which means we need to take 5 out of here as well to keep them both balanced. So I took 5 out of there. So to keep them balanced, I need to take 5 out of here as well. And now we've got D by itself in this set of, on this side of the scales, and it's all balanced, which means our answer would be E minus 5 equals D, or we could write that as D equals E minus 5. Okay, so that's the first one. So if you need to take, if you've got one where you've got something, a letter plus something, and you need to get rid of that plus something, literally take it out from both sides of the scales. Okay, let's have a look at our next example. Oops. Okay, so this time we've got S equals T minus 8. So once again, if we imagine this is our set of scales, we've got S in that side and T minus 8 in this side. So at the minute, we've got less than 8 in here. So what we're going to need to do is to bring that up to 0. So in order to bring it up to 0, we're going to have to add 8 both sides to counteract this minus 8. Okay, so I'm going to put 8 in here, and that's brought it up to 0, because minus 8 plus 8 equals 0. So I've only got the T in this side. But once again, now this side is affected the rates, so we need to add 8 to this side as well to keep them both balanced, and that will give us our answer. So therefore we've got S plus 8 equals T, or that can also be written as T equals S plus 8. Okay, hope that makes sense. There's a worksheet in the comment, or a link to the worksheets in the comments, so if you want it, feel free to click on there, or otherwise, if it's not there for some reason, message me and I'll make sure it gets sent across to you. This one, we have T equals W minus W. This means divided by 2. Okay, so at the moment, the W is being divided by 2. Okay, so that means in our scales, we've got a T on this side equals, and a W divided by 2 on this side. So we need to get rid of this divided by 2 so that we're leaving the W by itself. So in order to get rid of the divided by 2, what we'd need to do is times by 2. And something, when it's been divided by 2, if we times it by 2, we'll basically counteract that. And that's what we need to do to end up with just the W on this side. Okay, but because I've times this side by 2, it means I've got to do the same to this side to keep the scales balanced. So that means I'm going to end up with basically 2 times T, but in algebra we don't write the times in because it could be confused as another value. So that means we would write it as 2T. So our answer would be 2T equals W, or we could also write it as W equals 2T. Okay, so that's our answer for that one. And then the last one is here, y equals 3p. So this is basically saying y equals 3 lots of p. So we have y in this set of side of the scales equals 3 lots of p. I'm going to write it like that, although it really shouldn't. But we need to get rid of that times p. And to get rid of a times p, once again, we do the opposite. So we're just going to divide both sides by p. Oops, that's a p. That would give us just 3 in that side, but once again, it's adjusted the balance of the scale. So we're going to need to divide this side by p as well. And to write that, when you're doing algebra, you just pop it as a line like that and pop the p underneath, okay? And that would give us our final answer. So either y divided by p, oh, it's a p, equals 3, or 3 equals, I think I was actually supposed to put the p by itself, wasn't I? I was supposed to divide both sides. Hang on, we can easily do that. Y divided by p. Or, hang on, let's do that again. So we want the p by itself. So we've got y here and 3 times p here. So this time, instead of dividing by p, what we'll do is divide by 3. Divide by 3. So that means we'd have y over here. And now we've just got 1p here. And that's affected the sides. So therefore, I need to divide this side by 3 as well, which will give us y divided by 3 equals p. And now our scales are nicely balanced and we've got p as the subject. So we've got p equals y divided by 3, or, yeah, that's right. There you go. Perfect. We're also going to be sending out a daily, that's p, sorry. We're also going to be sending out a daily revision tip for revising for your foundation GCSE maths. Eventually we'll get onto higher as well, but for now we're just doing foundation. If the link for that isn't yet in the notes below, please send me a message, and then as soon as it's up and running, I can add you to the list. The email address to send a message to, or if you have any questions, the email list is info@clarajamestutoring.co.uk. It's free and you'll be able to unsubscribe at any time, but if you do think it'd be useful, just drop me a message and I'll make sure once it's started, we'll get your name on the list. Have a great day and good luck with the revision. Take care. Bye.